wanted to just give a quick update. Climate Smart, I've been absent for some of our meetings. I'm taking a Cornell Cooperative Extension Climate Steward program. So it'll give us points shooting for silver for through that, the DEC. So we just have to continue to work on our points, and that's one of them. So for Climate Smart, September and the fall will be busy for us. Starting with, we're going to do a new clothing swap, but we're going to also include sporting equipment and backpacks. So if you've got some gently used equipment, clothes, whatever, we're going to do it right here. We are going to, if you want to donate clothes, but you're not interested in the swap, every Wednesday at the Central Valley Library, don't trip going in, there will be
Yeah.
sitting outside.
Took you a minute?
We'll sit outside. You don't even have to walk in. We'll be sitting outside, and we can make those collections there. So, and then we will bring it here for people to come and swap. We will then be doing our beloved Repair Cafe, also here. Oh, so dates. Saturday, September 6th is the clothing, sporting good backpack swap. September 13th is our Repair Cafe. We have a knife sharpener, which is new. So if you want to bring unserrated knives, bring those. We've also partnered with the Gray Barn from Monroe. So if you've got a not so happy house plant, bring your house plant, and they will assist with some diagnosis. I bet something else was going on. Oh, the library will be here. I guess it's Get Your Library Card Month or something. So they will be here in addition to our seamstress to fix clothes. We've got bike repair. We've got electronics, a computer. What am I missing? Bike repair. Jewelry repair.
By tune-up.
So it's a good, it's all on, yeah, he remembers the jewelry. It's all
The
on
yin to your
Facebook.
yang.
I know. Saturday, September 20th, Rob's not here. But at the DPW, we're going to do a community cleanup. We're going to leave from DPW, so you can come get your bags and take off from there. But some of us will stay behind. We're going to do our coolest recycling. So if you've got anything that has a coolant in it, refrigerators, AC units, wine coolers, anything that's got refrigerant in it, come on down to DPW. We're doing that from 9:30 to 12. But we've got 3 other dates. I've got posters. I'll post it on Facebook. But we're going to be at the DPW a couple times that week. It is Hudson Valley Climate Solutions Week, so that is going to be our contribution to climate solutions. Then in October, you guys, thank you for approving our junk in the trunk. It's kind
I'm
of
here
fun
all
last year.
week.
We do it at St. Pat's. It's a mobile yard sale. Bring your junk. Everybody just
Jason.
got a free cycle table, so you know if you want to
Yeah,
swap
go ahead.
something out for free, you can do that. And then on Saturday, now we're bumping into December 6th, we're going to do a toy swap. Same principle, if you've got toys that you don't need anymore, people can come and trade them out for a bit. It's to keep things out of landfill and then to help some of our lower income families that may want to swap things out. So, and that's about all I've got.
Well, first off, let me just say this rock star up there at the podium, the holes in the wall behind me are all from the insulation that was installed, okay? So it's all good. It's all good. There was none back there apparently, now there is.
Now there is.
Second thing is, Lisa successfully, one of your grants is now going to be applied towards our air conditioning, because the air conditioning in here will be replaced. So, I know,
Which will give us points.
I know, and it's perfect. And of course, I want to thank you and Susan Soriello, and we'll go over this next month with the EV charging. It's been a difficult process.
Yeah.
It's a lot involved with it.
Well,
So,
it's difficult because the village doesn't have a good spot to put the EV charger on. You know, we've got some money that'll help offset it, and it would bring money in to the village far as, the charges, the amount that we can charge for the stations. But yeah, a location.
Location, I know.
So,
Thank you,
thank you,
Lisa.
everybody.
Maria Hunter.
I'm going to give an SBL to the board members. 201-1-34.5. Look it up, and you'll find out that it's owned by Chelsea GCA Realty. They have 34 acres, which was a created wetlands, just so that you have that information.
Can you repeat that? 201-134?
1-1-34.5.
Okay.
Yes. I wanted, because, thank you, Tom, for mentioning that.
0.5.
Just let the board look that up, and then you can figure out where you're going with this.
Thank you.
A couple things. Attorney fees for traveling. Being that I work for a municipality, I've been involved with the town and the village municipalities. It's becoming customary and usual for travel time and tolls. So what this board is doing with the upcoming appointments, thank you. As everyone knows, fees are going up all over the place. For planning board and zoning board, well, for planning board only, excuse me, I take that back. Most of those attorney fees will be paid by the applicants. When it comes before the village board, it's a different situation because you are representing us, the residents, in the best possible way, so I appreciate that. In regards to comments that were made before about the Central Valley Library branch, I always do my homework. I have a foil here. I have asked if there was any slip, falls, trips, any issues, claims, lawsuits. There is nothing on file.
There's no lawsuit.
There's no
Lawsuit,
lawsuit. There's
no.
no WPL claims. So just to put everyone at ease on that one. So I just wanted, because I asked for certain different things down at the branch earlier before this IMA came up. In regards to the $25,000 that was received by the Woodbury Public Library Ida Cornell branch, that was put into a special fund. And as of December 31st, 2024, it was still in a separate line item fund. Since then, it has been transferred into an account called Capital Improvement Fund for the library, which has a total of $330,990.89. That was as of July 28th. That includes $25,000 of Mr. Smith's donation, plus the rest of the money that was in their fund balance. For the fund balance for the education of the residents here, ending December 31st, 2024, the Woodbury Public Library fund balance, by law, they can keep it because they're considered education, was $722,180.20. Now, for my math, if you subtract the 330 from the 722, you're looking at just under $400,000. It's still in a fund balance account that the library holds. They can use that fund whatever they want. It's our taxpayer dollars that are sitting in these funds. To have over $722,000 of my money and your money put into two separate accounts, and we can't account for it, they darn well better pay for any expenses that this village incurs, whether it be for the materials, and they should reimburse us for labor because they are a private entity. I strongly feel about this. We should not be giving away things for free, and if we really want to know what's going on, I have the information from the library. Come and see me, foil it, and we should not be giving them a free ride. They are not a municipality, they're a private entity. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Anyone else in the public wishing to speak? Antonio, you're next. No, he's and then you're after him. Is it on?
All right, I'll try and speak louder. How's that?
There you go. But stay loud, because you have a tendency to...
Yes, I know, it's the surgery on my throat, it's all right.
All right, there you go.
Thank you, Jim. All right, I want to, first of all, I want to thank Kelly. I had the pleasure of working with you on multiple boards for over the last 6 years, so you've done a fantastic job.
Louder.
You've done a fantastic job, and I really enjoyed working with you and bantering back and forth about things in the law and whatnot, so I really, really appreciate it. I also appreciate the three of you that keep voting for her to put her on the village board. That's been a great thing. And I can also tell you from experience, because I do deal with 75 municipalities in the state of New York, and I've seen Mr. Schroeder in action in Rockland County. He's highly respected. He's been town attorneys, village attorneys. He's done a lot of work for municipalities all through Rockland County. He's a highly respected attorney. So I think you guys made a fantastic choice. He's absolutely excellent. And then the last thing I want to say is, when I first came on the board with Tara and you, we took a look at the water, and we worked with Jason, we worked with Mickey, and we did a study, and we looked at it really closely with a hydraulic study and a master plan study, and we put in place certain things, including the well that just went online. And I think that's borne the fruits, and I think your leadership has really done that, because in this hot, dry weather, we have not had water restrictions, knock on wood, and this will be the second consecutive year without water restrictions. So I think that planning and that forethought has really paid dividends for the residents of Woodbury, not having these water restrictions. So it was a great job, and I want to say I really appreciate the work you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Any Jinx? Antonio. It works now. Yep. You know the routine.
Hi, Antonio Cortese from Highland Mills. I just want to say, first of all, thank you, Kelly, for your service. Okay, you've been professional. You treat us with respect, and you're knowledgeable. I wish I could say that about the town, but I'm not going to go there today. But I do want to say something. I heard about some objections to Amy Levine. With all that's going on in the town and what's going on in the area, South Blooming Grove and everything else, she's one of the few attorneys that can actually say she beat them in court. Okay, so I think she'll be a great asset to the village in any capacity. And I just wanted to put that out there, because a lot of people I know that, you know, you go online and stuff, there's a lot of information everywhere, but you might not have all the information. So I really, you know, I think we did our due diligence here, and I think that's a great choice. Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Robin, go ahead.
Oh, thanks, Jim. Thank you.
Now, does your mic working too? Is your
Hello?
mic working?
Yeah, this works.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
then
Thank you, Jim.
just leave that mic there.
I will, okay. Robin Kraus, Highland Mills. I'd just like to offer a little bit of history, and next meeting I'll bring, share the paperwork at the Society Building. We have a whole file on the, Central Valley Library, which is Ida Cornell. The Cornell family dedicated and donated that property to the town, which is why the town has been involved all these years. I'm not saying, Marie, I'm not saying I don't agree with, why we're picking up the tab still, but that's where it came from. So if you want to come down and look at the, the files in the building, it's all laid out, the deed very clearly laid out. It could be changed, I suppose, but that's where it started. Kelly, this is really hard for me. I thank Rick for bringing you aboard during the early years of the comp plan. Appreciated your insight and your wisdom and your input always. Didn't always agree, but you always laid it out. And we developed a friendship, I'd like to think. I tried very hard to get you to move to Woodbury. The offer still stands. I hate to lose you, and I'm very mad at Rick for taking you away.
Anyone else? Go ahead, Neil. Probably by the time you speak, you could be finished by the time he makes it down.
I'm still Neil Kraus. Again, on the vote for the attorney, the only thing I heard was money and what it might cost extra to have an attorney come from Rockland County. Nothing about quality of the attorney, nothing about the quality of the firm, nothing about anything other than it might cost a few dollars. Guess what? Here's mine right here. All right? I don't mind paying, if it's going to be us or the applicant, a few more dollars to get the right representation to protect us. I've said enough about that. Kelly, I'll see you before you leave tonight. You grew up with us. By the way, I'm not. This is her show. I'm not leaving it here. So
Most of us
don't
we know you weren't going to
don't
be
the whole board run up here and look for it. The other thing is on the annexation petitions, whether we should be lead agency or not. The board voted, I think my hearing was correct, in that the board did not vote unanimously on it. Well, when the commissioner of the DEC makes the final decision, they're going to look at that, and they're going to take that seriously. They're going to say, we have a split board over here asking for lead agency, and we have a unanimous board or boards on the other side saying it, and that DEC commissioner who reports to the governor, and we know what influences go to the governor, that DEC commissioner's decision is going to be that the town of Palm Tree or the village of Kiris Joel, which are both the same, they're going to get lead agency. The same thing that happened with the Ace Farms. They're going to go not with a split board over here. They're going to go with a unanimous board over here, and that's the part of what they're going to make their decision on. And guess what? We're behind the 8 ball before we even get started because of a vote that was taken a month ago or whatever it was, and then continues to be voted, is if this board can't be united, then I don't think we have a chance of surviving as a community much longer. If members of this board choose not to go and not to take the advice of their attorney, and stuff is, I don't know if Woodbury is has a very bright future. I would hope it would. I would hope we'd be united, but that's my feeling.
Thank you, Neil.
Susan McConnell, Highland Mills. Kelly, I want to thank you for always setting a great example. You don't always agree with members of the board who are challenging you, and you've taught all of us we don't have to agree, but we have to communicate effectively so that we can learn to collaborate. Thank you. James, I'm a little disappointed, just a little. We talked last meeting that I was here about short secra versus long secra, and you showed that you were for short secra. We're now talking about an annexation, and you are voting against lead agency. When you buy a home in Woodbury, you buy a home in Woodbury, not a home to take out of Woodbury. I feel that your intentions are aligned more with people who would like to destroy the environment and the community feel, more with people who would like to take things out of Woodbury into other communities. You are representing Woodbury, not developers, not other towns. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
This was a long meeting, and I really wasn't going to come up here, but with Lily Gerver as deputy mayor, I had to come up here. Jimmy Ng from Highland Mills. Before I get distracted and lose my train of thought, Kelly, thank you. I don't even know what to say. You know, the problem with some of these other attorneys we've run into, they're not you. Even when people disagree with you, you maintain that professional standard that I wish everybody else would follow. We are gonna miss you. And, you know, it is. This is gonna be different. Wow. When I saw this agenda and I saw this annexation, lead agency, I thought it'd be simple. I happened to miss the last meeting when you guys voted on lead agency. I came to the following meeting with my usual nonsense blasting. How do you not all unanimously vote to be lead agency? I figured this was a slam dunk. No controversy, nothing to dispute. But here we are again. Because some trustees know better than our legal expert. You're eloquent, Susan, as far as how you stated. I get pissed off. This makes no sense. This isn't personal. This isn't personal. This is about where you stand. You don't stand with us. You haven't from day one. It's always been an issue. You want to put on a show for political reasons? I could put on the same show. Whatever you're trying to do to sway this election your way, so be it. But I'm going to make sure they know where you stand. We may lose. But honestly, if we lose, I don't want to be in your Woodbury. Thank you.
Thank you, James. One more, you gotta go up? Yep.
Kelly, when did you start working for the Woodbury, whether it was the town or the village?
December 4th, 2006.
2006?
At high school.
2006. I've known you for 19 years. This is difficult for me as it was for Robin. Rick brought you on. You were with us with the planning board. I did it for 19 plus years. You were there for half of them. I've watched you work with the village. I've watched you work diligently with the planning board, the village board, and a couple meetings I had you at the zoning board. You're going into a better place. Not that Woodbury isn't bad, but you're going back home to be with Rick. I'm going to truly miss you, and we wish you luck.
Thank you, Maria. Anyone else? Tom and Powell.
Tom Powell, Central Valley. Kelly, good luck in your future endeavor. I don't know what your partner's going to do without you.
She'll be fine.
Yeah, I know she
That
will.
baby.
I know, yep, with that baby. You know, Andrew, almost 2 years now, I've been complaining about zombie poles and stuff. And they're still out there. But, you know, back in January, there was a car accident in Woodbury and Route 32 where the pole was snapped.
Is that the one by the, karate place?
The what?
By the karate place? Is that by?
It's opposite the cul-de-sac there. I don't know what street that is. All right, but the pole is still leaning. But, you know, I travel between Monroe, Woodbury, and Cornwall. And Monroe, pole gets hit, gets replaced, all the wires are gone. They're all done. Cornwall, same thing. They put new poles in. All the wires within weeks are moved. Why can't we get, and don't say it's our neighbors, because they're the ones that they came and they moved their ERU wire, no problem. But it's I'm guessing it's cable, Verizon, and whatever else is on those poles. Why can't we go after them? There is laws on the books. You keep putting new laws on the books, but start fining these companies. All right? 2 years, 3 years for zombie poles? Come on. I think it has to be addressed. And why are we the only ones that is not being addressed? Like I said, Monroe, with the ambulance corps, I go into Monroe, I go to accidents over there, and poles are put up within days, and all the wires are moved. Cornwall, the same thing. And Woodbury's like the forgotten child here. So maybe somebody could start writing letters. I know, Kelly, you're leaving, but I've been saying it for a while, that somebody's got to write letters to these utility companies and start fining them, because the law's on the books already. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Okay. Absolutely.
So excited.
Consigliere to the mayor, Tara Burek.
Tonight, I am a resident of Woodbury.
Tonight, she's a resident.
Tara Burek. These microphones are awful.
And
Next
mother.
budget cycle, guys. Tara Burek, Central Valley. So, Kelly, I'm sorry. I would like to say some words about you. Yeah, no, I have to. You all have the privilege of working with her now, and have for however long you've been on the board. It was one of the biggest things I miss about sitting up there with you all, was sharing in her wisdom and knowledge. Every meeting, every time I had a question, the patience, the grace, the directness, second to none, Kelly. When I was newly elected to the board, I was getting a handle on, you were very patient, on land use and zoning code, and I did have a general understanding, but what I gained from my knowledge and what I often share with the residents of Woodbury is everything you taught me. You're not only incredibly smart, you're thoughtful, articulate, meticulous, and I work with a lot of attorneys, and your moral compass, it really is second to none. It's exactly what you would want in any attorney representing you. So Woodbury, you have been very lucky for 19 years to have this woman on your side. Your job is not easy. I argue it is more difficult than any of the board members sitting here. A lot of the criticism is often directed at consultants, and you have always kept it above board, kept your cool, answered directly and respectfully. And really, my hat goes off to you for so many reasons. You've always listened to all viewpoints, and I've respected that about you. Even if you don't agree, you never let personal opinion affect the guidance you offer people. You always took the education, much like your mentor, Rick Golden, to educate and empower for us to make the right decision. Even if you didn't have to say what you felt the right decision was, you always guided us in the right direction. You would break down complex issues, offering as much or as little detail as we needed. And for those of us who love the details, I thank you. Susan, you can relate to this one. Very much appreciated. You always brought vision, insight, and deep knowledge in not just land use, but most municipal law areas. The thought of not seeing you at the consultants table after tonight is really hard to grasp. For as long as I've been coming to these meetings, it was either you or Rick. And I was so upset when Rick left, but I didn't know him nearly as much as well as I know you. Although I got my, 4 or 5 hour lecture from him when we first got elected to the board. It was a crash course in land use, and he's like, listen, kids, sit down and listen. And we were like, okay. 2 o'clock in the morning, we ended. It was a fabulous session, and I never forgot it, but you've inherited so much of him. I know you're going to work with him, I know, and I'm grateful for that, but I'm also very sad for the rest of us, because your absence is going to leave a tremendous void in the village of Woodbury. Your objectivity, creativity, and depth of expertise is unmatched, and you have made such an impact, not only on me, but many residents over the years. Your presence is always felt, your respect for others is second to none, and your ethical values have guided many board members in the right direction time and time again. The way you stand your ground, whether proving your point or defending your position, is inspiring. You've shown women and girls alike what it means to be strong, to always do the right thing, and to never back down. So as you begin this next chapter of your professional journey, I wish you all the very best. I hope you can finally reclaim your nights and weekends and enjoy some very well-deserved time for yourself after all the hard work you've put in for us and for many other municipalities. We'll always remember you here at the Village of Woodbury family, and you've been a true part of our family. Cheers to your continued success. Thank you, Beth.
You're sitting. I'm sitting. Okay, there you go. Anyone else in the public? Going once? Going twice? Okay. Department comments. John, you're the only one here. Nothing? Nada?
Nothing.
Junior Deputy Mayor, Lily Gerver. You have anything? She's tired. There she is. I just want to say she did a wonderful job staying awake through this entire meeting.
Did you see her color?
And she colored, and she's going to leave. Look at that. Wow, you didn't get that from your father, I'll tell you that much. Okay? You got it from Juliana. Anything, my dear? No? Okay. Kelly?
I'm going to be short because I can't follow that.
Okay.
There are so many people in the village of Woodbury that I have come to know and consider my friends over the very many years that I have been here. And I love all of you, and I'm going to miss you. A lot of you have seen me pretty much grow up in front of the cameras. So I appreciate all of you coming tonight, and I appreciate all of your kind words, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my nights and weekends, Tara, so I'll probably be one of those people that watches the board meetings and texts people.
No, that's what Chris Gerver does now. Are you kidding me? Right? Does your dad sit there and watch all these meetings?
It is
Well,
true.
It is true. There
So,
you go.
okay.
It is true, Dad. I've seen you on your phone watching those board meetings before I slept in my.
Well, good. Then I will text him and I'll say, "Can you believe that vote just happened?"
Yes.
You know. Then I won't be alone in my
Yes.
you know,
You
watching
guys
the
should
board meeting.
exchange numbers so you guys can talk about Chris Gerver after hours. Go ahead,
I
Kelly.
just want to say thank you, everybody, so much. This is unbelievable. I was not expecting any of it. Clearly, Jess gave me no warning, none whatsoever, and I just saw her. 0 warning. Was not prepared. I'm so grateful for everything over the years, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. And here come the tears.
I'm an ugly crier.
All right. Board comments, starting at the far end with Trustee Fryban.
Excuse me. There are a number of things I'd like to briefly discuss. I've heard a number of discussions about attorneys' fees and making sure that, we get the people to pay whatever we feel appropriate. The village basically has a responsibility to its residents to operate essentially in their best interest. The planning board, the zoning board are all in service to the residents of this community. By making access to them so expensive that people abandon projects, which there were some more tonight, is a disservice to the residents. This isn't about, soaking developers. This is your neighbors. And it is extremely expensive if you look at the fees that are set up for seeing the planning board. If you want a meeting with the planning board, the fee is $3,000. This is not supposed to be a profit center. We spend an awful lot of money on consultants. We need to be more careful. The other issue there's several issues that came up. The question of water restrictions. You have to realize we've been on a moratorium for water connections and additional service for 6 years. That's a water restriction. The village law requires us to provide water to our residents, period. We have actually done that. The pumping data right now shows that we're way ahead, even without the new well that's not started. The other thing that has been a subject of discussion is our vote on these DEC issues about seeker. The New York State DEC publishes a seeker manual that those of you that question what we did should start reading it. The issue here is whether we are doing it correctly. There's a protocol. There's steps to be taken in a certain order. We didn't do that in the case of the first go-round, which was used by the other potential lead agency to point out that we just didn't do it according to the manual. I, tonight, again, wanted to have us follow the law to the letter because the commissioner doesn't care how many people up here vote for it or not. What he's looking at is a very specific set of criteria that our new attorney who prepared our response listed, because that's what the commissioner has to abide by. If he doesn't, we can sue the commissioner. So we need to do it right the first time. The mayor has already said he doesn't think this is winnable. But I got to tell you, we're going to do our best to get it right and to basically hold the line on further incremental annexations into this town. The reason we do that is so that we can protect what the master plan has set up for this community for our future development. That's what this is about. There's two extremely different views of what should be put on on the land, and those views are going to really adversely affect us. That's what seeker is supposed to look at, and we need to make sure that we are the lead agency, and if we're not, we need to make a case why somebody got it wrong and gave it to Village of KJ. We're not giving up. I'm not giving up, and I'm not going to vote for stuff that's going to get us in trouble in front of the DEC. On that happy note, again, Kelly, well done. Thank you.
Trustee Fabro.
Okay, I will follow up by thanking you all for coming out tonight. I'd like to somewhat echo Jim's comments. We don't always all agree on the votes we take here, and all the issues. I do for the most part respect a number of you, because you keep it respectful. I don't think we get maybe as vicious as some other boards I've seen in politics. And I'd like to keep it that way, and I'm open to, agree to disagree sometimes, but I'm always open to turning a new page and working together on the issues where we can agree. On another note, I'd like to offer my condolences to the family of Jason Mathis, one of our village highway employees who passed away recently. Also to former supervisor Robert Till. I know that was a few weeks ago now, but I'd like to offer condolences for him. And in addition, congratulations, Kelly. I know you'll do well at the county, and good luck in your future endeavors. And the Woodbury Plein Air painting event is going to be, I believe, this Saturday, August 16th. There's information on Facebook if you'd like to check that out. It's going to be at Earl Reservoir. And to follow back up on the attorneys again, I mean, somewhat of an issue where we're disagreeing, but respectfully, it's not a matter of you're saying the cost to the applicants, Neil. It's really, me and Jim feel that it's a burden on the entire community, the travel cost, among other things. And I do genuinely question that the way these firms were picked, because it really gives me a vibe of, good old boys club. Like, how were these attorneys truly picked? Is it who they knew? I don't know. Hard to say. I'm not saying they're not qualified. I'm happy to hear that the one attorney had experience with South Blooming Grove. That actually provides me some comfort, so that's good to know. I didn't know that about her. But, so anyway, good night, folks. I'll stop rambling.
Trustee Cirillo.
I'm going to keep it very quick because I got a hot tip this morning that Lily's bedtime was at 9:30. So I know, but I'm sure she doesn't go there. Okay. All I want to say is, Kelly, thank you for your guidance and expertise. It's been a pleasure to work with you. I am very sad. We are sad that you are gone, but we wish you the best of luck. And have a good night.
Deputy Mayor Farrelly.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank everybody for coming out tonight. And Kelly, I wish you nothing but the best. You've always been there for questions, always got back responsibly, and you are going to be missed. So hopefully our paths will cross again in the future. I don't have much for board comments. I just want to make one last announcement about the Woodbury Community Association golf outing that's coming up on Friday, September 12th, and that's going to be over at the Monroe Country Club. It's a 9-hole tournament. Registration begins at 8. Shotgun starts at 9. Beverages and food will be provided. So hope to see you all there. That's it. Short and sweet tonight.
Thank you. Jessica, you got anything? Nothing. Okay, my turn. So let me start with Town Supervisor Till. For me, there are very few people that have actually been supervisor or mayor that are still here in Woodbury. At Supervisor Till's wake service, I was able to meet with Sheila Conroy. And that was good for me because there is nobody really for me to go, hey, what did you do in this situation during your time? And people like Robert Till ate that up when you would ask them questions about infrastructure and what was done in the past and everything else like that. So it was great being able to talk with him and just get guidance from him whenever necessary. So I made it perfectly clear to Sheila Conroy that I will be shaking trees with her, basically, and calling her on a regular basis, because for me, Mike Queenan is no longer with us, and he was here for 10 years. And Bob Till was supervisor for 10 years, and I've mentioned before, to this day, there are things that he did that are still in place to this day. This guy here is here because Gary Thomasberger Till hired, and then Thomasberger hired that man. So there's a lot, and it was a big thing for me to have him pass. So to the family, I offer my condolences. This past weekend was a good weekend for Woodbury, okay? We opened up a new venue. Your anti-business mayor was able to open or assist in opening Sweet Clover Farms. And I gotta tell you, it was a blast. It really is. They've got big plans for that location. Jan had told me with Palea that she felt they were gonna take it to the next level. And I gotta tell you, they already have. So it's beautiful. They're great owners. Give them a shot, okay? I had a blast there over the weekend. I get to go on stage with them and introduce them. I like to talk, so this was a perfect opportunity for me. We also had a wet down, which is literally the blessing of a truck by other municipalities' fire trucks, okay? And it was great. It's a blast for these guys. For me, one of my first things as a trustee was working for the Woodbury Community Association for that wet down, and I can't even remember, was that 521 at that time? Probably, right? But it's beautiful to see this brand new fire truck that is going to service this community. So very proud of that. I want to thank State Senator James Skoufis, because the village of Woodbury obtained its hotel tax. So that is a big deal for us, because as you could see by our agendas or anything else that goes on here, we have a lot of expenses in the village of Woodbury. So James and Assemblyman Chris Ekis pushing that forward is a plus for the residents of Woodbury. So I want to thank both of them for all their help with that. The lake that I took a beating on, I'm literally sitting in Jay's Deli eating and stuffing my face, and Aldo Calciccioli stops me. He's looking in there, and then he comes in. He goes, "Do you remember me?" And I'm like, "No. Who the heck are you?" And then he goes, "You know, I was wrong about this lake cleaning. The response so far has been tremendous. The algae is disappeared. The chestnuts and everything else like that has moved on. And thank you, CJ, for your expertise on that. It's progress, and it's environmental progress. We've actually cleaned the lake here in Woodbury, so that's good news. Kelly, this is uncharted territory for the village of Woodbury, because we have had, other than the moment that Mike Queenan had a moment where he decided to move on to another attorney for a few years, the Rick Golden, Kelly Norton team has been associated with the village of Woodbury for almost 2 decades, okay, where we've had one of them involved here. I first met Kelly when I was on the zoning board, and our current attorney couldn't work an application for exclusive motorsports. And then here comes Kelly in. I don't know who the heck she is, but there she is sitting at the table. Mike Queenan did let us know it was going to happen. You're going to get a new attorney for this evening. But it was a challenge replacing her. I literally, she gave me a list, and then I sat there with this list, this booklet, calling each and every municipality. So this whole old boys club thing is cocky, okay? I called, and she knows, because I kept saying, nope, they can't do it. They can't do our night. They can't. I got a couple of people who were retiring. I got a few people that they have small kids. They didn't want to take another night away. She has been such an asset to the village of Woodbury, so much so that I think that this is the biggest challenge that I have faced as mayor in my 3.5 years as such. Because replacing somebody you trust and then trying to build trust with somebody else, it's very familiar for me. It's very easy just to look here and see her, and she's always here. And that is going to be difficult for me to kind of get used to. I have all the faith in Lino. I think he is going to be excellent for my community, our community. I think that he comes recommended by Kelly, and that was pretty much all I needed. Okay? Same thing with Amy Levine. I got her through a town councilwoman. Did not get her from BJ Mendelson. Okay? Wasn't aware that she is BJ's attorney, but I was very impressed with her credentials and just the meeting that we had with her. And the zoning board has got a very large case in front of them that is going to need a very strong attorney with her, or with them. Kelly has already done the work with the zoning board attorney, sat down with her, you went over that particular application. Craig Brady, who I absolutely respect because he replaced me on the board, and I was very happy to appoint him as chairman, was very happy with her as well. So I feel like we're in good hands, but it is, like I said, uncharted territory where we're going to be like learning as we go along. It's just tough. I can't thank Kelly Norton enough. I am not the easiest person to work with. Ask my wife. Ask Chris Gerver. All right, he's like my work wife. All right, ask Craig Brady, Tara Burek. Go around the room. But she was always there. She was never lose her cool, which I'm Italian. That's like par for the course for me to lose my cool. But she always kept me in line. Unless you brought up fire department t-shirts, then it wasn't keeping me in line. So just one. So I want to thank Kelly for all she has done for the village of Woodbury for 17 years. All right, 19. There you go. 19 years. And for the record, the moratorium has not been on the books for 6 years. It's like 4.5. So just want to specify that. Any case, me and the deputy mayor, who is way past her bedtime, want to get out of here. So I will entertain a motion in a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay, our next scheduled meeting. Wait, I got to do my Chuck Norris. Our next scheduled meeting is September 25th. Until then, remember, Chuck Norris can drown a fish.